I'm Corbett Wall with USDA Market News, here with your weekly feeder and stocker cattle market summary for the week ending November the 1st, where feeder calves of all sizes sold mostly steady, instances as much as $5 higher, and those spots were mostly across the southeast where those order buyers were really active this week, and also those higher spots were across the southern plains where that wheat pasture is really popping, and those guys that like to background those calves on wheat pasture are getting pretty aggressive. But a lot of calves moving. We're right in the middle of the fall run, and just swarms of spring-born cattle coming in, weighing anywhere from 400 pounds all the way up to 800 pounds, and all calves. Few true yearlings on the market, and not enough really to test, but the few that sold where they were available still selling fully steady. But just a lot of calves selling. Any place that has a sale barn is getting a pretty good run this time of year. This is when your calves come. Your northern plains sale barns that through a lot of your summer months were just having sales maybe twice a month. Now a lot of those are having 2 big sales a week. Places like Mobridge, South Dakota, they're just having a big sale earlier in the week and then another one later on in the week, and comparing those markets one against the other, and it's just a lot of calves moving, a lot of delivery calves either through the video or direct sales being picked up, and a lot of calves going into these feedlots and into these preconditioned yards. In your eastern Dakotas, one thing we are seeing is this South Dakota Ranchers Relief Fund that was set up to help some of those western South Dakota ranchers and out in the western Wyoming, places like that, where they had that freak snowstorm and blizzard that come through and just wiped a lot of them out and lost so many cattle. But they've set up a fund there, and a pretty modest goal of raising $1 million by the end of the year, and they're already almost halfway there. But a lot of your central and eastern sale barns in the Dakotas there have joined in. They're taking donated calves, they're selling those. A lot of times they'll resell those calves several times with donated money before the calves actually sold. Some of your grain terminals are taking, also letting farmers donate a portion of their crop into that Ranchers Relief Fund. But really a good deal, and those ranchers out there kind of taking care of their own. Cattle on feed report did come out this week, 2 weeks late due to the government shutdown. Very few surprises on this cattle on feed report. Your October 1st inventories were down 8%, which was expected. Your placements were up 1% over last year's light placements this time a year ago. That was expected, up just 1%. Marketings were up a little more than what they expected, up 6%. But very few surprises in that cattle on feed report. But even though we're having big runs of cattle right now, most all your buyers will agree that there's still noticeably less feeder cattle out there available. And these tight numbers of feeder cattle should continue to support these good prices right through the fall and the winter, with a lot of help from cheaper feed costs. But we've got a lot more hay stockpiles than we've had the last year or two. We've got more winter grazing that we've had the last year or two, with a lot of winter wheat grazing, some fall pasture that's kind of been stockpiled up, fescue and different stuff like that. But your corn hit a 3-year low earlier this week, and your feed grains being cheaper prices is going to help more than anything. But a lot of your distillers are a fraction of what they were in the last year or two, but this is going to continue to support these prices coming through. But one thing that's noticeably tighter is your numbers of heifer calves out there. These guys are keeping heifers back. There's less top quality heifers for sale, and those that are for sale, if they are of replacement quality, is a lot more demand on them. At the Husk Platte Valley auction in Kearney, Nebraska this week, they had a load of F1 straight Hereford black crosses there, black baldy heifers weighing 626, bring $189 for replacement. Now these heifer calves just come off their own mamas, unweaned, and had no shots. Did not have their calf foot vaccinations or anything, but they were of replacement quality. going to be kept right in that area for cows. Fat cattle market this week was unevenly steady, but still a good market at 132 mostly across most of your regions. A lot of 208 starting to be paid late Friday there, which was also pretty close to steady. Regional weighted averages this week in the north central states of 700 to 800 pound, mostly calves, would bring 168.69 compared to 168.91 last week and 146.58 a year ago. Down to south central states, a 5 to 6 weight steer 178.97 compared to 176.71 last week and 158.94 a year ago. Down in the southeast, a 4 to 5 weight steer 174.16 compared to 174.20 last week and 159.43 a year ago. And that wraps up your feeder and stocker cattle market summary for this week. Check out our website for more market information at marketnews.usda.gov. From the Regional Market News Office in St. Joe, Missouri, we'll talk to you next week.